Guess let's give it another 30 seconds, but just in case.
Thy wisdom is infinite.
Well, hello everybody. It's good to see you all today. Thank you for coming together to to atone for the past misdeeds and plant positive seeds for the coming 28 days. It's good to see you all. We'll start with a short period of Zazen, maybe 5 minutes or so. So you can just sit where you are. Please be comfortable. in our infinite wisdom, we have this scheduled the same time as the weekend Dungeons and Dragons session, just down the hall. So if there's hooting and hollering, it's just the arising of all things. Next, we'll have a short ceremony offering of incense. So it's fairly similar to to what we do at the beginning of the Zazen Kai. All right, Maddie, come in. Over here. Good girl. Good girl. Move. If there's one comfortable place to sit in the room, the dog is going to sit on it. Well, welcome everybody. It's good to see you here today. Before we do the confession and atonement, I usually talk a little bit about the precepts and reflect on what they might mean in our lives. And I realized today that I've never really reflected on the atonement part of it. It's a big focus on the precepts themselves, which is good. It's what we're carrying forward, how we're preparing the earth for our next month. But I wanted to just reflect a little bit today on what atonement and confession means to me in a Buddhist sense. We all come to Buddhist practice, I think, with a little bit different disease, and therefore there's a little bit different medicine that works for each of us. And I know a big part of what I practice with is a kind of hatred in my heart for just one person, just this guy sitting here. Um, and I don't know how many of you sort of struggle with that. And I know hatred is a strong word, but I would never treat someone else the way I treat myself. It feels like a get out of jail free card, as I can, shake my fist and that guy's a real jerk and really messed up this thing or that thing. And so for me, it's important that confession and atonement not be a blame and chastise. Because what we're trying to do here really is work with our karma to untangle our karma and ultimately to open our hands and just walk freely into the world and not drag all this stuff behind us. We are ordinary human beings and we're going to make mistakes, and we do make mistakes. And so to me, this confession and atonement is to really cut those cords of the things I've been maybe dragging with me, the mistakes that I've made, and not to be blamey or worse, to sort of attack, right? To say, oh man, I can't believe you did that. You knew better, you dumb, blah, 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 blah. No. Let's not do that. Instead, let's see it, treat it with kindness, give it a hug, and then let it go. And then we can work with the precepts in our lives going forward in a way that's hopefully not tangled. There's that old story. I should have gone and looked it up. But of the two monks who are on some journey, and there's a young woman that needs help across a river, and one of the monks helps carry her across. And of course, they were practicing in a time and a place where interacting with women in such a way was I don't want to say frowned upon, but would be a thing. We'll just put it like that. And the other monk is like sort of sour and quiet as they walk along after they've left the river. And at some point, he finally blurts out, he's like, brother, I can't believe you picked up a woman and carried her across that river. And the other one's like, her? Are you still carrying her? So I probably didn't get that right, but so let's not carry our past misdeeds, as we're going to call them in a moment. Let's not carry our past misdeeds along with us. Let's really let them go. With that atonement, just cut those cords, let those things go, and recommit to living in a particular way in the world moving forward. So that's my spiel. That's my reflection for this week, this month. So let us begin. The great precepts of Gautama Buddha were kept by all Buddhas, were transmitted from Buddha to Buddha. They were received by ancestor after ancestor. Our great master Gautama Buddha transmitted the precepts to Master Mahakashyapa. Master Mahakashyapa transmitted the precepts to Master Ananda. And the transmission of the precepts has continued in this way, passing from orthodox successor to orthodox successor in one line. Now we reaffirm our commitment to the precepts, to return the profound benevolence of Gautama Buddha. We trust this to be the true reception of Gautama Buddha's wisdom and life. Respectfully following the approval of Gautama Buddha, we would like to devote ourselves to the precepts, beginning with atoning for past misdeeds. So for this part, we haven't been doing it this way, but we're gonna try something different this month. I'm actually going to kneel and offer prostrations in front of the altar. You can, gasho, prostrate, kneel and prostrate, whatever sort of feels right to you in your time and place and body.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. For this part, if you would like, you can do prostrations in between each of the Buddha names. Homage to the seven Buddhas of the best. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, person of this earth. Homage to Miroku Buddha, symbol of hope for the future. Homage to Manju Bodhisattva, symbol of great wisdom. Homage to Fugen Bodhisattva, symbol of great activity. Homage to Kanzeon Bodhisattva, symbol of great compassion. Homage to the successive generations of ancestor Bodhisattva.
So now the water purification ceremony. So if you brought some water and greenery to sprinkle for this part of it, that's awesome. If you didn't, or this is your first time and you're not sure about that, you can just mime this. What we're going to do is take our water and our greenery and just sprinkle it across our foreheads, symbolically purifying our hearts and minds, clearing away the past, allowing us to vow to do better as we move forward. All you disciples of the Buddha, join your palms in reverence and listen wholeheartedly. I would now like to articulate the preface to the great precepts of the Buddhas. If the members of the assembly will quietly listen, and they know that they have done wrong, they will atone. If they atone, then they will be at ease. If they do not, their wrongdoing will grow more grievous. Those who have done wrong are silent, and because of their silence, you should know that they are all purified. Worthy monks, laymen, laywomen, and all the rest, listen well. In this difficult age, when the lifetime of the Buddha sometimes seems distant, you should revere the Pratimoksha. The Pratimoksha is none other than these precepts. When you observe these precepts, it is like darkness meeting with light. It is like someone poor attaining a treasure. It is like someone who is ill being healed. It is like a prisoner being released from his chains. It is like a traveler who is able to return home. You should know that these rules, the Pratimoksha, are the great teacher for this assembly of people, no different from the presence of the Buddha in the world here and now. Thoughts of fear are difficult to produce. Unwholesome thoughts are difficult to give rise to. Therefore, a sutra says, do not trivialize minor misdeeds as if they are not problematic. Drops of water, though tiny, will gradually fill a large basin. A single instant of wrongdoing can lead you to fall into a hell of uninterrupted suffering. Once you lose your human body, you may not get another for 10,000 kalpas. Just as a galloping horse passes by swiftly, one's physical strength will not remain. The transience of human life goes beyond the mountains and the seas. Even if something remains for the duration of one day, it will be quite difficult to hold on to it tomorrow. Members of the assembly should each energetically advance their own minds. Be careful not to be lazy, negligent, drowsy, or arbitrary. In the evening, you must gather your thoughts and focus them firmly on the three treasures. Do not take as being a waste of time the effort to deepen your repentance for those of later generations. Members of the assembly, each of you in your own minds should carefully rely on these precepts. Discipline yourselves in the practices that accord with the Buddha's teachings. So we'll start with the three refuges. Respectful devotion to Buddha. Respectful devotion to Dharma. Respectful devotion to Sangha. Devotion to Buddha, the Supreme One. Devotion to Dharma, the supreme purity and teaching. Devotion to Sangha, the supreme community. Perfect devotion to Buddha, perfect devotion to Dharma, perfect devotion to Sangha. Now the 3 pure precepts. Today, I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life, to avoid doing harm, to seek as I can in this body and life, to live in a healthful and helping way, doing good, to seek as I can in this body and life, to live for the benefit of all sentient beings. Now the 10 fundamental precepts. Today, I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from the killing of life, to seek as I can in this body and life, to live in generosity and refrain from taking that which is not freely given, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from misusing sexuality and all desire, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from false and malicious speech, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from intoxication in its many forms, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from unconstructively criticizing the errors and faults of others, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from praising oneself and judging others, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from stinginess in bestowing the Buddhist teachings and all precious things, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from all anger, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from disparaging the 3 treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Now we'll recite the Bodhisattva vows.
To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
Abiding in this ephemeral world, May we exist in muddy water with purity like a lotus. Nothing escapes the boundless mind. Thus we bow to Buddha. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reaffirming our commitments to the precepts, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha Honored One, the historical Buddha and teacher, to the all-pervading and everlasting three treasures, to all arhats and bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, and their relations throughout the Dharma worlds. May our sincere vows to accomplish and live the enlightened way be realized together. Om Buddhas throughout space and time. Om Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha, Rajna, Paramita. Well, and with that, we are unencumbered and ready to move forward. Do you feel unencumbered and lighter? We, Dogen had this expression, the uji of time being, and being and time are completely connected, and we can only act now and now and now and now and now and now. So, I hope we've planted some good karmic seeds, and the action in now and now and now and now will be good. So, thank you for coming together, everybody. It's good to see you and practice with you and recommit. May you enjoy the rest of your day and everything that you meet.
Thank you, everyone.